So, fun fact, when Lauren gave her maid of honor speech at Meg's wedding some years ago, it clocked in at 12 minutes. I'm not planning to one-up her, I'm not planning for mine to be that long, but if it does drag on and it gets too insufferable, well, the bar is right there. I didn't actually go and break down the numbers, but I think it's safe bet to say that about half the people in this room know me, and those people that do, pretty much every single one of them knows me as Luke. Easy to remember. My actual name's Lucas, so a bit of history. Up until high school, I went by Luke, and then someone who was actually named Luke was in one of my classes, so I made a switch. So basically, if you knew me before then, keep calling me Luke. If you met me after, I don't care which one you pick, but just stick with one. The exception is if someone like Lauren introduced me, then they get grandfathered in and they call me Luke from the get-go. But nobody's here to listen to me ramble about my name. But if you really wanted to argue it, we could say that there are two names worth talking about tonight. Luke Matthews and Lauren Kammerer. Now, Luke Matthews is still Luke Matthews. Yes. But what about Lauren Kammerer? I saw her this morning. I don't see her anymore. Where'd she go? When she got up this morning, she's Lauren Kammerer. When she put on that beautiful dress that we got to watch her walk down the aisle in, Lauren Kammerer. Got her hair done, makeup, all that fun stuff, Lauren Kammerer. 1996, established. That was her name. And now she's Lauren Matthews. It's only an 8-letter change, 6 really, since she got to keep 2 vowels, but even so, that's a pretty big change. That's her name now, Mrs. Lauren Matthews, because she and Luke have decided to share their lives together in the closest way people can, and we are here to celebrate and commemorate that wonderful union. And they made the mistake of giving me access to a microphone. See, the funny thing is, I didn't expect to be here. I expected to be here. I did not expect to be standing right here with this microphone with the honor of serving as best man. I was thinking maybe an usher, maybe part of the music, but best man surprised me. On November 11th, 2025, I got a call from Lauren and she said, Luke and I are coming over. We have something to discuss with you. And I went into fight or flight. I was thinking, that's ominous. But they come over, they sit me down, and without too much preamble, Luke asked me to be his best man. And I was taken off guard by this. After brief consideration, I accepted, obviously. But it sounded great, I was very excited. Then we moved on to some small talk, and that was that. And then later, Lauren gets a hold of me and mentions exactly what I would need to do as the best man. Need to be involved in the wedding itself, duh. Bear witness to a few things, sign some things, odds and ends, run people around. Okay, great. There are 4 pages. But then she says, you're going to have to give a speech. And you have to talk about Luke. Oh, see, the thing is, I have not had the privilege of knowing Luke for too terribly long. Lauren met him 10 years ago at Truman, and I know for a fact that she told stories about him and his memorable antics. But without a face to connect the name, I had a hard time remembering much in the way of details. I didn't get to actually meet him in person until about 13 months ago, when he was dropping Lauren off and I happened to be leaving the house like ships passing in the night, except I was the Titanic because I kind of crashed and burned that first impression. But Lauren made sure to let me know after the fact that she was not happy. Again, though, here I am, so it clearly wasn't that bad. After that first meeting, though, it did not take me long to realize that Lauren and Luke were very serious about each other. Initially, I sort of filed him away as some guy Lauren is dating, but that very, very quickly changed to potential, dare I say, likely husband. So I found myself watching him a little bit more closely. What's this guy like? What's he about? Is he good enough for my sister? And I found myself taking stock of what I knew. So first off, he has a very cool name. What else? Well, he likes to dress well. I have seen him in a t-shirt exactly one time, and the experience shook me, and I will say we did not coordinate our speeches at all. That was independent. Something about apples and trees, right? But he's got good taste in movies. Lauren will be getting a crash course in some cinematic gems from the 80s. I trust this to be true. That's all well and good, but it's surface level, so maybe get a bit deeper. He has strong opinions and isn't afraid to share them. And this is a point of borderline infamy in his circle of friends, but I found it, no, it's good. I found it refreshing. He doesn't really mince words. He will tell you exactly what he thinks, and it's easy to tell where you stand with him. Last page. So, getting a bit deeper there, but still, what about the really important stuff? Did I trust that he would love and cherish my sister? Little anecdote, one of the days that he and her were over at our house, I eventually realized that my face was starting to hurt from smiling too hard, seeing the way that they were looking at each other. So it doesn't take a genius to realize that yes, he loves her and she loves him back fiercely. I don't remember where I heard it from. It may have been a priest. Considering my dad's speech, it might have been my parents. But I remember being told that the most important job a married person has is to help their spouse get to heaven. I have known Lauren for 28 years, a little bit. Started off rough because 2-year-old Lauren did not care for the lumpy screaming baby that was suddenly stealing half of mom and dad's attention. But after a bit of a rocky start, I've had the privilege of watching her grow into a person of deep and strong faith. And as I've gotten to know Luke, I can say from the short time that I've been getting to know him that he is a man of deep faith and strong character, and I trust him to honor and cherish my sister. It was at the point that when I got a call from Lauren in the fall, when she told me that he proposed, my first thought was, it's about time. She was gushing, so I didn't want to rain on her parade. I didn't say it, that remained a thought. And 5 months later, here we are. The deal is sealed, rings exchanged, the knot is tied. I am so happy for Lauren and Luke. I am honored to call Luke a brother, and I am so excited to see the future that they build together. So, if you would indulge me, I'd like to raise another toast for these two wonderful people.